Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Osama Shah. The Ministry of External Affairs clarified that the government informed Pakistan before Operation Sindoor, refuting Rahul Gandhi's claims. The MEA stated that External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar's statement was misrepresented. Rahul Gandhi, remember, had shared Dr. Jaishankar's statement alleging that the government notified Pakistan about Operation Sindoor. In fact, Major General Kakkar has also responded to this entire controversy, saying that, and I quote, "I knew Rahul, never expected Rahul to be totally dumb," is exactly what he has said. He also goes on to say that check before you display your ignorance. He also says that India's DGMO left a message after the strikes, is what Major Kakkar has mentioned. In fact, my colleague Vasudha Venugopal gets us more details.
Context, Leader of Opposition and Congress MP Rahul Gandhi on Saturday hit out at the government, the ruling party, for allegedly informing Pakistan about targeting terror infrastructure as part of Operation Sindoor, saying that this is a crime, asking who authorized it. He was particularly slamming Dr. S. Jaishankar, and he was quoting certain parts of his statements. But now the MEA, in fact, XP Division MEA has clearly, has clarified that the External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, had only stated that we had warned Pakistan at the start, which is clearly the early phase after Operation Sindoor's commencement, which is now being falsely represented by the opposition as being before commencement, which is not true. And this utter misrepresentation of fact is being called out by MEA, is what the statement says. And this is the MEA taking timely action to ensure that this controversy doesn't blow out of proportion, because remember, Operation Sindoor's success has been presented not just by political class in the country, not just by the ruling party, but by the armed forces. We've had successive press conferences by DGMOs of all three forces who have clearly said that, who have clearly shown visual evidence, proof of how from airstrikes at air bases to our precision strikes and terror hubs have really dismantled several terror hubs in Pakistan and also damaged several of their military establishments. So Rahul Gandhi, Congress leader, questioning some of this has now been answered by the MEA, putting out a clear answer that the EAM, which is the External Affairs Minister, clearly talked about his statements are being misinterpreted, and the EAM had clearly stated that we had warned Pakistan at the start, which is an early phase of Operation Sindoor, and not really before the commencement of Operation Sindoor.
Meanwhile, the Parliamentary Affairs Minister, Kiran Rijiju, he has announced the 7 all-party delegations list. He, in fact, posted the members' names as well. BJP's Jay Panda, he is going to lead the Saudi delegation. BJP's Ravi Shankar Prasad, he is going to be leading the UK delegation. Janata Dal United's Sanjay Jha, he will be leading the Japan delegation. Meanwhile, Shiv Sena's Shrikant Shinde, he is going to be leading the UAE team. Congress's Shashi Tharoor, whose inclusion was a matter of dispute for the Congress, he will be leading the US delegations. Meanwhile, the DMK's Kanimoy, she is set to lead the Spain delegation, while the NCP Sharad Pawar, Supriya Sule, will be leading the Egypt delegation. The centre has formed multi-party delegations for diplomatic outreach, with Congress leader Shashi Tharoor leading a delegation to the United States. This move has sparked controversy within the Congress party. The Congress's opposition is that it had suggested 4 MPs' names for the delegation, but Shashi Tharoor wasn't among them. Shashi Tharoor has stated that national interest supersedes politics and that he's committed to the delegation's success. He, in fact, dodged questions about the Congress party's stance on his inclusion. The BJP, in the meanwhile, has weighed in on the controversy, asking if the Congress party's reaction stems from insecurity or jealousy.
The party is completely entitled to its opinion. Clearly, this being a government delegation, the government had its own opinion as to who they felt appropriate. And I'm very, I must say, unaware of any further contacts between the government and my party. And I think you should ask those concerned. As far as I'm concerned, I was asked, both in my capacity as a chairman of a parliamentary standing committee dealing with these issues, but also because very kindly the minister talked about my personal experience over the years in international affairs. Certainly when the nation needs my services, I am available, and I'm available for my country. To my mind, this has nothing to do with party politics.
Joining me in this conversation is BJP National Spokesperson Mr. Zafar Islam. Let's go straight to him. Sir, the Congress party has given name of the four delegates who will be going to the foreign countries and put forward India's perspective on terror and on Pakistan. But we are seeing that they failed to mention the name of Government of India recommended names such as Shashi Tharoor and Manish Tiwari. How do you see that?
See, internal conflict between leaders or internal politics shouldn't be the priority while selecting the names of the delegate, because they are not going to represent an ideology or a political party's ideology, but they are going to represent the country when country is at war with the terrorism, and we are fighting from all front the fight against terrorism. Under such situations, circumstances, the names could have been selected very carefully. The name which has been suggested by Congress party does not meet really the criteria, because everybody in the country is thinking that why such names have been forwarded when they have stalwarts likes of Mr. Tharoor, likes of Manish Tiwari, likes of many other people who can represent India much better than what the names which have been suggested.
There's quite a conflict on the names that Congress party has given, such as Gaurav Gogoi, Raja Brar, and two more leaders of Congress whose name is in fact given by the Congress party.
I think Congress has good bench strength. They could have chosen quality name because they are going to represent the country and not going to speak about a particular political party. I think there are many meritorious guys, and there are many people who have much better expertise, experience and stature in the eyes of the global community, and they should have been recommended, their names should have been recommended rather than the names which have been recommended, and clearly suggests that there is internal conflict, and they have clearly chosen names to as a preferred name because they somehow align with a certain section of within the Congress party.
अगर फैसला हो गया कि ऑल पार्टी डेलीगेशन जाएगी, तो वो फैसले के साथ जो भी प्रोसीजर अडॉप्ट होगा वो होगा. उसके बारे में मैं टिप्पणी नहीं करना चाहता. हम तो चाहते हैं कि ऑल पार्टी डेलीगेशन में कौन जाएगा कौन नहीं जाएगा, कौन कहेगा कि लीडर ऑफ डेलीगेशन ये होगा या वो होगा, ये इसके बारे में मैं टिप्पणी नहीं करना चाहता. वो तो राजनीतिक दलों की बात है.
देखिए, ऐसे अवसरों पर राजनीति नहीं करनी चाहिए किसी को भी. ये एक सर्वदलीय डेलीगेशन है. पाकिस्तान आतंकवाद की फैक्ट्री है, ये दुनिया के देशों को समझाने के लिए डेलीगेशन जा रहा है, तो ये तो राजनीति का विषय ही नहीं है. शशि थरूर जी उस डेलीगेशन में सम्मिलित हैं. कांग्रेस को राजनीति नहीं करनी चाहिए ऐसे मामलों में.
The Directorate General of Foreign Trade, Ministry of Commerce and Industry has issued a notification imposing port restrictions on the import of certain goods such as ready-made garments, processed food items, etc. from Bangladesh to India. However, such said port restriction will not apply to Bangladesh goods transiting through India but destined for Nepal and Bhutan. My colleague Shreyasi Dey has more details.
The main focus will be on boosting the domestic textile industry, because the two major goods that seem to be having been put under this restriction, one is the textile industry and one is of course the food processing industry. So this move will impact the domestic market in terms of boosting it for the production instead of importing these items from Bangladesh. Because Bangladesh, of course, is one of the most important countries when it comes to ready-made garments. Vietnam, Bangladesh, these countries are the ones that produce a large-scale governments, but now this diplomatic stand is something that has to be looked into, because these goods haven't been restricted for transitioning from Indian ports, but only for trade within India. We'll have to wait and see how also the Bangladesh government reacts to this particular step taken by the centre.
The row has escalated amid the national education policy controversy between the centre and DMK chief and the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, M.K. Stalin. The Tamil Nadu Chief Minister is set to knock the Supreme Court's door. Stalin is set to file a case against the centre. He says that the centre is withholding state funds. He also goes on to say that the centre stopped the funds due to his opposition to the national education policy, saying that it is a bid to erase Tamil language under the garb of national education policy.
ஒன்றிய அரசு தர வேண்டிய 2152 கோடியை தராம முரண்டு பிடிக்கிறத பற்றி உங்கள் எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும். மாணவர்களுக்கு ஆசிரியர்களுக்கு சேர வேண்டிய அந்த நிதியை தங்களுடைய பெட்டி பாலிடிக்ஸ்க்காக ஒன்றிய அரசு தடுத்து நிறுத்தி இருக்கு. இதுக்கு எதிராக நிச்சயமா உறுதியா தமிழ்நாடு அரசு உச்சநீதிமன்றத்தில் வழக்கு தொடரத்தான் போகிறது. எப்படி நாட்டுக்கே வழிகாட்டக்கூடிய தீர்ப்புகளை பெற்று இன்றைக்கு இந்திய நாட்டுடைய மாநில உரிமைகளை பாதுகாத்திருக்கிறோமோ அதே மாதிரி இந்த வழக்கில் வெற்றி பெறுவோம் நான் நம்புகிறேன்.
Chief Minister M.K. Stalin announcing that the Tamil Nadu government will file a case against the central government for withholding 2,150 crore rupees meant for the ongoing Samagra Shiksha program, but withheld by the centre because the state has not adopted the national education policy, particularly the 3-language formula. And M.K. Stalin believes, just like the way the state government obtained a landmark verdict from the Supreme Court with regard to the powers of the governors and a new timeline framed by the Supreme Court for governors to dispose bills passed by the assemblies across the country. In this case too, he believes there could be a path-breaking judgment. This of course comes in the run-up to the 2026 assembly elections, and while the opposition AIADMK, which has revived ties with the BJP, is taking up issues of corruption, women's safety against the ruling DMK, M.K. Stalin, it appears, is taking on emotional issues like the language issue, in this case the denial or the withholding of funds to the extent of 2,152 crore rupees for the Samagra Shiksha program. And he also has called for intensifying the battle to bring back education from the concurrent list to the states list, saying that this only attempts to erase states' languages and it's important that they have to bring it back to the states list. So far, the BJP has not responded for this particular development or call by M.K. Stalin.
The Union Home Minister Amit Shah, he's in Gujarat. He was speaking at a public rally in Gandhinagar. The Home Minister laid foundation stones of multiple projects. He also inaugurated key development projects there. Remember, the Home Minister is on a 2-day Gujarat visit. While speaking at the inauguration of the projects in Gandhinagar, he lauded Operation Sindoor, emphasizing how the world has witnessed India's strength and how Prime Minister Modi has protected the country multiple times.
पहली बार आजादी के बाद भारत की सेना ने 100 किलोमीटर अंदर जाकर पाकिस्तानी कैंप्स, आतंकवादियों के कैंप्स को ध्वस्त करने का काम किया. और जो डराते थे कि हमारे पास एटम बम है, उनको लगता था उनकी धमकियों से डर जाएंगे, परंतु ऐसा नहीं हुआ. हमारे वायुसेना, थल सेना, जल सेना, तीनों सेनाओं ने ईंट का जवाब पत्थर से देने का काम किया. और मित्रों, आज पूरी दुनिया हमारी सेनाओं की मारक क्षमता की सटीकता, हमारी सेना के संयम और हमारे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की दृढ़ राजनीतिक इच्छा शक्ति की बुरी बुरी प्रशंसा आज पूरी दुनिया कर दी है. और आज मैं इस मंच से तीनों सेना के जवानों को भारत की जनता और विशेषकर मेरे गांधीनगर लोकसभा क्षेत्र की जनता की ओर से मन पूर्वक सलाम करना चाहता हूं कि आपकी वीरता से हम सबका मस्तक गर्व से ऊंचा हुआ है। जब तक दुनिया में मिलिट्री ऑपरेशंस की चर्चा होती रहेगी, ये ऑपरेशन सिंदूर की भी चर्चा होगी। और ऑपरेशन सिंदूर, इसका नामकरण स्वयं प्रधानमंत्री ने किया, जो हमारी माताओं बहनों के सम्मान में किया। सिंदूर का सम्मान ये भारत का संस्कार है। ये दुनिया के सभी लोगों को एक साथ समाचार देने का काम ऑपरेशन का नाम सिंदूर रखने से ही हो गया। और वो सभी परिवारों को एक प्रकार से जो उनकी नुकसान हुआ उसकी तो भरपाई नहीं हो सकती, परंतु मोदी जी ने जो बिहार में वादा किया था, हम इसका बदला जरूर लेंगे, आतंकवादियों को मिट्टी में मिला देंगे, वो वादा उन्होंने जरूर पूरा कर दिया।
Due to the ongoing current geopolitical situation involving Turkey, IIT Bombay is processing suspension of its agreements with the Turkish universities until further notice. The IIT Bombay has snapped ties with Turkey. The IIT Bombay Turkish university agreements have been nixed. Remember, Turkey helped Pakistan against India as Turkish-made weapons and drones were used by Pakistan. And my colleague Tanushka joins us to get us more on this. Tanushka, first the JNU and now IIT Mumbai. What is the significance of such suspensions?
Osama, it's not just JNU and IIT Bombay. IIT Bombay is in fact now joined the list of all of these Indian universities that are suspending their memorandum of understanding with these universities in Turkey. IIT Bombay also in an official communication has said so, and this is in keeping with the current geopolitical scenario. IIT Roorkee also on May 16th joined the list of Indian universities pulling back from academic ties with Turkish institutions. They also cancelled their memorandum of understanding with Inonu University, which is the same university with which JNU and Jamia Millia Islamia also suspended their Turkish academic ties. Now, this is obviously keeping in mind not just the outright support that Turkey has shown to Islamabad, but also with respect to the share of weaponry that Turkey aided Pakistan with in the war that happened. So keeping all of this in mind, boycott of not just Turkish goods, trade relations, all of this is also happening, and educational institutions in India is also taking action and suspending and cancelling their memorandums of understanding with these Turkish universities.
All right, Tanushka, thank you very much for getting us the latest. Time for a very short break. More news and updates on the other side. Welcome back. India's crackdown on terror continues as a total of 6 suspected Pakistani spies, they have been arrested from Punjab and Haryana. The latest arrest is of a YouTuber, Jyoti Rani. The YouTuber was arrested from Haryana's Hisar and is accused of spying for Pakistan and sharing sensitive military information with Pakistan.
देखिए, पानीपत हो या कैथल हो, और भी 2-1 जगह है इस तरीके के लोग मिले हैं, और हर केस के जैसे मैंने बताया फैक्ट्स अलग होते हैं। तो जांच तो अभी जो मेन आदमी है वो पकड़ा गया है और इसको और आगे बढ़ाया जाएगा। जो नई कड़ियाँ उसमें जुड़ती जाएंगी और किसी का भी रोल अगर आता है तो उसके बारे में उस पर कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
हमने एक इनपुट के आधार पर ज्योति रानी पुत्री हरीश कुमार आरओ एक्सटेंशन हिसार को ऑफिशियल सीक्रेट एक्ट और 152 बीएनएस के अंतर्गत अरेस्ट किया है। इसके पास प्राप्त मोबाइल और लैपटॉप से हमें कुछ संदिग्ध सामग्री प्राप्त हुई है। इसको हमने 5 दिन की रिमांड पे लिया है, पूछताछ जारी है। यह लगातार पाकिस्तानी नागरिक के संपर्क में थी, उसके बारे में इससे पूछताछ की जाएगी।
की परमिशन से गई, अभी अपने आप तो गई नहीं है। इनसे परमिशन ली होगी, इनने पासपोर्ट बनवाया, वीज़ा बनवाया, इनकी परमिशन से गई है। CID वाले हमारे घर भी आए हैं, उनने सारा कुछ इंक्वायरी भी करी है, जब दी है उन्होंने वीज़ा पाजा जो भी कुछ था कागज। तो वैसे तो कौन नहीं जा सकते हम।
तो जैसे अभी पुलिस वाले बता रहे 5 दिन के पुलिस रिमांड पे लिया है।
हाँ 3 दिन तो हो गए, 2-3 और रख देंगे।
अच्छा 3 दिन हो गए अभी?
हाँ जी, आज 3 दिन हो गए। मेरा सारा कुछ ही लेके चाहिए, लैपटॉप लेके, 3 मोबाइल चेक लेके।
What we have learned that she was a traveler YouTuber, and what we have seen, the police have already nabbed her. They have already recovered a huge information from her, and then they are trying to interrogate her on the various line to get more information. As of now, what we can understand from the police sources, she was totally in touch with some Pakistani national, and what type of information she was providing to them, that is the main core investigation which is being carried out at this point of time. We have seen the police say she has also traveled multiple times to Pakistan, and that is one of the main reasons why she has come under suspicion. And as of now, what we have seen, the DGP Haryana has already made it very clear. They have already made multi-arrests in the various districts, those who are trying to leak this information to Pakistani, and for what purpose they are leaking this information, and how much it was important for the national security also. That is one of the main reasons. So now the DGP say they have already initiated an investigation into all these aspects, so that they will be able to find out how much information has been given by these people to them, and their accounts have already been freezed, so that they will be able to understand how much money they have got for providing such information. So all these are being investigated from all the angles, so that proper investigation could be conducted in this case.
The Madras High Court ordered a stay on the declaration of the National Eligibility Entrance Test 2025 results following a petition filed by students. The students claim that they were unable to complete the examination due to a power outage in one of the exam centre in Chennai's Avadi. The petition was filed by as many as 13 students who stated that the power outage in their exam centre forced them to attempt the exam in poor lighting, as no alternative arrangements were made. The case will now be heard on the 2nd of June. Similarly, the Indore bench of the Madhya Pradesh High Court also put an interim stay on the declaration of the NEET UG 2025 results, while hearing a student's plea that her performance was affected due to a power outage at her exam centre. A wall collapsed in central Delhi area of Paharganj. 3 people have died after the wall collapse. 3 people have also been rescued from under the debris. The injured, they have been shifted to a hospital. My colleague Shreya Ghosh gets us more details.
I'm reporting from one of the most tourist-heavy spots in Paharganj, where a wall collapsed in an under-construction building that led to the death of 3 people, including the contractor as well as 2 of its workers. Here we can see the NDRF officials have come with sniffer dogs. They're conducting the rescue operation for the last 1 hour. 2 people have been injured and hospitalized. 3 people have been declared dead, and people are suspecting that there could be more people trapped in the debris. And you can also see the Delhi Fire Services officials are here along with Delhi Police. The DM had also arrived at this location, inspected the crime spot, and we also know that the Aam Aadmi Party MLA Imran Hussain had arrived here and assured the people that the structural integrity of this building will be investigated. You can see the visuals of the sniffer dogs with the NDRF officials. They are conducting the rescue operation. At this point in time, we know that 2 middle-aged men, the workers, along with the 65-year-old contractor, have lost their lives in this wall collapse. Remember that today heavy rainfall lashed in several parts of Delhi NCR, and people are anticipating that it could be because of the heavy rainfall that the wall collapsed, leading to several people being trapped in this under-constructed building. this entire area, you can see these are narrow lanes lined up with budget-friendly hotels, and therefore the structural integrity, the legality of these buildings are to be questioned. That is what the Aam Aadmi Party MLA Imran Hussain has also highlighted. He said that the victim's family will get full compensation, and he also assured that no more people are trapped in this debris. Although we can see the NDRF officials, they are on their feet with the sniffer dogs trying to see if there are any more people trapped in the debris or not. This entire area is lined up with budget-friendly hotels, and how these structures actually follow the safety security regulations and protocols, that is something that needs to be questioned. 3 people have already lost their lives, and rescue operations are still underway to find out if there are more people trapped in the debris. With camera person Ashok Mahalay, this is Shreya Ghosh for NDTV.